Hello, and thank you for watching the Welcome to Edmodo webinar. My name is Haley, and I am a member of the Edmodo team. For 5 years, I taught math to mild to moderate special education students in San Francisco and San Jose. In the summer, I trained and credentialed teachers in California through programs with Teach for America, Oakland Teaching Fellows, the New Teacher Project, and Oakland Teacher Practitioner Program. I love educators and can't wait to help you. Currently, I work with the amazing Edmodo support team to fulfill Edmodo's mission to help connect all learners with the people and resources they need to reach their full potential. We realize you are busy and your time is valuable for us. Thank you for attending the webinar. This webinar will last over 30 minutes. Please note, because this is a recording, I encourage you to pause and practice the steps I explain in your own account. The purpose of this webinar is to help you understand how you can best use Edmodo, and I want to make sure that all your questions are answered. To start off, what is Edmodo? Edmodo was created by two former district leaders, Nick Borg and Jeff O'Hara, who wanted to create a learning environment that met the needs of teachers, better engaged students, and enabled district reforms. Edmodo provides teachers and students a safe place to connect. Our goal is to help educators harness the power of social media to customize the classroom for each and every learner. It is free for teachers, students, parents, and school administrators, and it always will be. Teachers and students can safely connect with each other to share content and resources. There is an additional suite of tools available to administrators that is also free. These tools increase user management and create a community where administrators can share announcements and communicate with their school or their district. Edmodo has grown rapidly since its founding in 2008, largely through word of mouth between teachers. This teacher-centric approach is a large part of Edmodo's success and ensures that the platform is serving a deep educational purpose. At this time, there are more than 29 million Edmodo users worldwide, with an Edmodo user in nearly every country. Safety is the cornerstone of the Edmodo platform. We offer several layers of safety that ensure that students can interact in a private, safe environment. On this slide are a few points I would like to highlight. We never require private information from students. All a student needs to sign up is the group code from their teacher and their name. Email addresses are not required for student accounts. Email addresses are only required for teacher and parent accounts. Students can only join a group if they've been invited by a teacher. There's no private chat between students. They can send messages either to the group as a whole or their teacher directly, but they cannot send messages student to student. Teachers have full control to manage posts sent to their groups so they can further control the information that group members see. I will be starting our live demonstration portion of this webinar shortly. In order for you to get the most out of this webinar, please sign up for your free teacher account if you have not done so already. If you have an account, please pause this webinar and open a new browser window or tab to log into your Edmodo account. For those of you creating an account, please go to www.edmodo.com and click on I'm a Teacher. If your school or district has a unique Edmodo web address, you can associate with it later using the school code given to you by the district administrator. For now, please create your account through www.edmodo.com. If you are creating a new account, follow the steps outlined to select your school, personalize your profile, and choose a few subject communities to follow. This should only take a minute. For whatever reason you cannot log in or create your account at this time, please pay close attention to the activities we are doing during the webinar so you can practice them later. At this time, please pause your recording to log into your Edmodo account. Now that you are logged in, I will go over the webinar agenda. Today you will learn how to create a group, send your first post, and connect with our support team. I will first demonstrate how you do each of these, and then I will ask you to pause your presentation window to practice on your own. Before we get started, I want to share 2 ways students can join your groups. Students can use the group code or the join group URL. Both of these can be used to create a new account or join from an existing student account. Let me explain the group code. The group code is 6 digits and is set automatically when you create a group. It cannot be personalized by the teacher. The second option for students to join is with the join URL. The join URL is a special link that can be used to join groups. When someone uses the join group URL, you will approve or deny each request. Students only need one account. From their account, they can join multiple groups created by multiple teachers. Teachers can join groups using group codes as well. This is how you can connect with professional development groups or subject area groups. Now that you are logged in, we will begin the live demo at this time. Again, please feel free to pause the screen at any time or to go back to review any of the materials that I share with you today. This is the Edmodo landing page. As you can see, this is where you will sign in or sign up for Edmodo. Right here, if you click on I'm a Teacher, you can see that you're asked for your title, your first name, your last name, your email address, password, and to agree to our terms of service and privacy policy. If you are a student, you will see that the first thing that a student is asked is for the group code. Again, students cannot create accounts unless they are invited by a teacher. When a teacher creates their account and then creates a group code is created, and this is what teachers give to their students to sign up. Students will have to enter this group code, a username, a password, email address is optional, their first name and their last name, and again, they will need to sign with their parent the terms of service and privacy policy. If you are a parent, you will click on I'm a parent, and parents will enter a parent code. Parent codes are created when student accounts are created. They're unique to the student that they are signing up for. So when a parent enters the parent code, it is associating them with the student account that is registered to Edmodo. That way, parents are just seeing the information from their student. So parents will use the parent code, list their relationship, their first name, their last name, their email, their password, and then we'll also agree to the terms of service and privacy policy. At this time, I'm going to log in to Edmodo. Once you have logged in, you will be navigated to the Edmodo homepage. This is the account for Mr. Roosevelt. He is an Edmodo super user, so his screen may look different than your screen. Let me give you a tour of the Edmodo homepage. In the upper left corner, you will see the home button. At any time on your screen, you can click on the home button and you will be taken to this page. Next to the home button is Progress. Progress is the gradebook on Edmodo. This is where students' scores for assignments and quizzes will go. Next to Progress is Discover. Discover is where you can search for topics for your upcoming lesson plans. And then next to Discover is our library. And you can think of the library as your virtual flash drive where you can add files. Here you have your search field where you can search for posts, groups, apps. Then you have your notifications bubble. And then finally in the right corner, you will see you have your account. And if you click here, you will enter your account settings. So you can see your profile, your settings. You can connect to our help center. You can report a problem. You can invite teachers. And this is also where you will go to log out of your account. Now let's go back to the left side, and below where it says your name, you will see your groups. Your groups will list all the groups that you have created or the groups in which you are a member of. So these groups are listed here. Below groups, you will see communities. If your school has a unique URL that you log in through, you will see your school and your district listed on your left side for a community. If you're an administrator, you will see administrator support. Every account will see the support community, which we will visit in a little bit. And then any content area communities that you join will be listed on this left side. In the middle of your screen at the top, you can see right here, this is your post box, and this is where you can send all different types of posts on Edmodo. If you click in here, this is where you would type your messages. And on Edmodo, you can send notes, alerts, assignments, quizzes, or polls. And we'll look into those in a little bit. Below the posts, you will see your latest posts. Please note that these latest posts are unique to you as a user, and these are things that you will only see in your account. So these latest posts come from your groups and your communities, so they're unique to you and you will only see those posts on your screen. These are not public to anyone else to view. And then on the right side, you will see our apps toolbar launcher. And from here, you will see the Edmodo store. You will be able to manage the apps that you install. You will be able to launch any apps you have purchased or that you've installed for free. And you will also see the Edmodo planner where you can plan your calendar events. Below here, this is where you can load any of your apps. You can put your favorite apps on this side. And again, this is personalized to you and your account. So Mr. Roosevelt's account may look different than yours. Our first topic, and the first thing you will do after setting up your account, is you will create a group. Watch me first, and then I'll have you pause and try it yourself. You will create groups for each separate subject and class period you teach. For instance, if I'm a 4th grade teacher, I will create groups for each subject that I teach. 4th grade math, 4th grade science, 4th grade social studies, and my students will join each of those groups. But if I'm a 10th grade English teacher, my groups will look different. I may have an English period 1, English period 2, and maybe I'll have a group for my after-school book club. My students in those specific classes will join those specific groups that pertain to them. To create a group, go over here on your left side panel on your homepage, and you will click on this plus icon. As a teacher, you will see I have the option to both create and join a group. At this time, let's click Create, and we'll create a group. So immediately after clicking Create, you'll be able to determine the group settings and the group name, as well as the grade, subject area, and then you'll see a couple other features that we'll be able to set. So the name of the group, I'm going to put English, period 1, 2013, 2014. Again, this grade level is going to be 10th grade. If I wanted to select a range, if I had multiple grade levels, I could click Range, and I could move this so it applies to the range. But again, I'm going to choose 10th. The subject area, which is language arts, and then the subject, which is English. I will click Create, and I'm then going to list my expected group size. It's a high school class. I expect about 26 plus students. And then here I can include a description of my group. I'm just going to put in reading is life as a reminder for students. Some users like to put in here their Twitter handle or their class blog website, any sort of information that they think is important for their students, you can put in this class description. And then I'm going to click finish. And you can see within 1 minute, I've created a group and I've been navigated to that group page. So immediately you can see that I navigated to the English Period 1, 2013-2014 group. I've been taken away from the home screen and now I'm in this group page. So let me give you a tour of this group page. First, you can see to the right of English Period 1, 2013-2014 is this settings icon, and I'm going to click on that. You can see immediately if I click on group settings, everything I just set has appeared. Again, this is good to remember because for whatever reason you made a typo when you were typing in the name of your group, or in case anything changes at the beginning of the school year, you can make those adjustments here. Also, I want to show you a couple other features that are mentioned here in the group settings. The first one is default all new members to read only. What this means is that any students that join your group using the group code would immediately be sent to read only. What this means is they will not be able to post to the group, but they will be able to read any materials you post, and they will be able to post to assignments and to quizzes, as well as send direct messages to you as the teacher. But they will not be able to reply to general posts that you set. The other option is to moderate all posts and replies. So this means each time a student or another teacher member of your group makes a post or replies to a post, that you would have the option to approve or deny that. Now, typically, if your students have gone through a digital citizenship course, you can leave these deselected. So Mr. Roosevelt's class, they've gone through digital citizenship, and we set the expectations of how to use Edmodo, so I'm not going to select those. But if your students are new to Edmodo, it may be something that you want to select as an option for your students. But again, as I said, Mr. Roosevelt has set the expectations. He's gone through digital citizenship with his students, so he's going to leave those deselected. I can see my description here, and then I can see two more things that I want to talk about. So the one is to archive the group. As a best practice, we recommend at the end of a semester or the end of the school year, you archive a group. What this means is you are just kind of closing the door on that group or that class for the year. So this means that students won't be able to post anymore, as well as we are just archiving and putting this off to the side. Students will no longer have access to this group, and you will no longer have access to this group. However, any work or any materials that you have created, you'll still have access to. So archiving it just closes off the group. If you delete the group, anything that you have created or posted will be deleted forever. So we want to just advise that you archive your group. So again, you can always restore those to get more information. But if you delete a group, you are deleting that group forever. So I'm going to click Save the Settings there. Then you'll see immediately that you have the group code. So again, this group code here, you can see that group code. And what happens is that after 14 days, this group code will lock, meaning that students are unable to join your group using the group code. They will not automatically join your group. What will happen is that they will, just like the join URL, be put on an approval list. So what that means is anyone using that group code will just be put on an approval list that you approve or deny. For the first 14 days, every student that uses that group code will automatically join your group. But any students that join after 14 days will be put on an approval list that you approve or deny. If you want to, you can also lock your group manually if everyone's joined. And once you have locked that group, that means that that locked group code again, anytime that it is used, students will immediately be put on an approval list in order to join your group. And again, if I unlock that, you will see that a new 6-digit code will be revealed. So it's important. We will look at that group code in a little bit as I show you how to sign up as a student. The other way that you can have students sign up is using the join URL. And the join URL, again, will put students on an approval list where you approve or deny their request to join your group. Some schools have email addresses associated with their students automatically, and teachers like to send out the join URL to have their students join ahead of time. And then they go through and they approve each of those students' requests. Other teachers prefer using the group code in using the 6 digits. We advise that you don't post any of these group codes publicly because we want to make sure that you have the members of your class in the correct classroom, and you don't want any confusion with students being in the incorrect classrooms at the beginning of the year or at the beginning of a semester. Below here, you can see your posts. Now, obviously, I just created this group, so this time there are no new posts. Folders, this is where I can put any sort of resources I want to share with my class. Finally, if you click here, you can see the members. Well, Mr. Roosevelt is the only member, and he is the teacher, and he's also the owner of the group. He is the person that is responsible for this group and who can make the most edits and setting changes to the group. After you've created your group, you can share your group code with students to create accounts and join your group. If students already have accounts, they can use that group code as well to join your group. Watch me as I sign up as a student for Mr. Roosevelt's English Period 1, 2013-2014 class. This is the same process your students will follow to join your group. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign up as a student. So the first thing I'm going to do is that as a student, I'm asked to enter the group code. So 2HZ 22B. And you can see because that group code was created by Mr. Roosevelt, this is a valid group code. Edmodo recognizes that and will allow the student to continue. For the username, it's going to put in a test account here. Since I'm a student, emails are optional. I'm not going to enter an email address. And then I will agree to the terms of service and privacy policy. And then immediately I will sign up. You can see as soon as I sign up as a student, that took less than a minute, I am immediately taken to my homepage that looks very similar to Mr. Roosevelt's teacher account homepage. But you can see on the left side, the first thing that you see is I'm immediately a member of English Period 1, that group. And you can see if I click here that Mr. Roosevelt and this webinar test student are the two members of the group. Immediately as I sign up, I am a member of that group. You can also see that under communities, the high school and the district associated with Mr. Roosevelt, my teacher, appear on my left side. And here in the lower left corner, you will see my parent code has been created. So if I want to go home and share this with my parents so they can create an account, this is where I'm going to go to share the parent code with my parent. Again, this is unique to me as the webinar test student. And whenever that parent creates that account, they will have access to see what I'm doing in my English Period 1 class. So again, this is the student account. You can see how easy it was for me to join. Now, if you have students that have already created Edmodo accounts, what they will do from their student account is they will click on this plus icon. And as you can see, they only have the option to join. And what students will do is they will enter the group code here. So if webinar test student has a math class they need to join, instead of creating a new account, they will just have one account. And from that account, they will click on that plus icon and they will enter the group code for their math class. And then that math class will appear on their left side panel. Okay, so now we are in Mr. Roosevelt's English Period 1, 2013-2014 group. And we have just looked at that student account just to give you perspective of what it looks like on a student end. So what I would like to do at this time is now I would like to switch it to you. So now it's your turn. I would like you to switch to your Edmodo page, click the plus icon, and create on the left sidebar to create your first group on Edmodo. Please pause your presentation while you create your first Edmodo group. After you create the group, please answer to yourself the questions on the slide. When you are done answering the questions, please click play to resume the webinar. To show you again, what I would like you to do at this time is from your homepage, so click on that home button. What I would like you to do is I would like you to create your first group on Edmodo. So you will click this plus icon and you will click create and move forward creating your group. When you are done creating your group, just answer these questions to yourself. What is the name of your group? What grade level did you choose? And what is your expected group size? After you've created your group, please resume the webinar. Now let's continue with our live demo. Please follow me on your screen. Once you create a group, you can manage the members within it. So what I'm going to do is just show you a different group within Mr. Roosevelt's account. So I'm going to click on Period 2, High School Math. And as you can see, this is an active group that Mr. Roosevelt has had open for a couple months. So what you can see is that Mr. Roosevelt, he has a poll. He has an alert that he's listed for his students. I know that because it's in bold. He has a couple reminders that he's showing, and he definitely has a quiz that he's posted. So this is an active group on Edmodo. So what I want to do is I want to show you a group with members in it. So what you can see immediately is that Mr. Roosevelt, again, he is the teacher and the owner of this group, meaning he has created this group and he is in charge of this group. Mr. Roosevelt also has a co-teacher. A co-teacher is a great way for you to put in other teachers from your grade level. So if you want to share resources with another teacher at your school, it's great for them to become a co-teacher in your classroom so they can see what's going on in your classroom. You can also become a co-teacher in their classroom to see what's going on in theirs. It's also a great way to have service providers in your classroom. So if you have special education teachers, or if you have speech therapists that are in your classroom and need to be monitoring particular students, it's a great way for them to observe your class and know what's going on, even if they're not in there every single day. Below the teacher and co-teacher, you will start seeing students listed. So the first student, if we look here, we have Jane Addams, and she's listed as a student. When a student is listed as a student, that means that Jane Addams is able to post to the group, as well as post assignments and quizzes, and she is also able to post directly to this teacher in the account. If she was listed as read only, again, that means that she can only reply to the assignments and the quizzes, and she can only direct message the teacher, but she's not able to publicly reply to posts that a teacher may put inside of this group. Below where it says student, it has her username. As we all know, sometimes students can forget their usernames, so it's important that you have this information as well. Right here, you'll see this icon. That icon tells me as a teacher that Jane has at least one parent that has signed up for a parent account. So this means that she has a parent account associated with this username. Right here, if I click here, I would connect with her progress. I would connect with her grade book, and I would be able to see the grades and how well she's doing in my course and any groups that I work on with Jane. And then if I click more here, you can see that this will change her access. So if Jane was a new student to my class, I may set her to read only up until the time that I set the expectations with her and how we use Edmodo in class. I also have access to the parent code. So if Jane Addams didn't have parents associated, this may be a great way for during a parent-teacher conference for me to share the parent code with the parents and have them sign up for a parent account. You can also see from this more that I have the ability to change the password. So if Jane comes into class and we're logging into Edmodo, if she's forgotten her username and password, for my members page, I can provide her her username and I can change her password to make sure she can log in and do the work for the day. And I can also remove Jane from the group. This is great just in case you have class schedules change in the beginning of the year or a student moves. It's an easy way to remove them from the group so they're no longer receiving messages or they're not a part of assignments that they're no longer taking for that class. As you can see, each student can be different. And you can see right here, Annie O'Connor is listed as read only. And this is something, again, that I can change by just clicking on the more and changing the student's access. Next, after you create a group and you manage the members, the next thing you want to do is communicate with the members of your group. You can post from your homepage or from a group page. So let's go back to the homepage and let's select another group for us to view. So let's click on Period 1 Language Arts. So in Period 1 Language Arts, you can see that Mr. Roosevelt has made different posts to his group. So the first thing you can see is he has created a note and he has embedded a video for his class. And then you can see that students have commented back on the video clip as well as the questions that are being asked in the note. Below you can see he has an alert. Alerts are 140 characters and they're always in bold. These are the most important reminders you want to pass along to your students. After that, you can see that he's created a quiz and students have turned in the quiz. You can click here to turn in, or you can see the results of the quiz there. You can also see that Mr. Roosevelt has created a poll in relation to the book that they are reading in class, and students have voted on that poll. And then you can see he's also embedded flashcards using one of our apps to help students practice for that upcoming quiz. And then finally at the bottom you can see is he's created homework based on a chapter of that book, and students can turn in those assignments from this assignment post here. So when you go to send a post, you will click right here where it says type your note here. So I'm going to send a note at this time. So if I'm sending a note to this class, I know it's to this class because it says right here, Period 1 Language Arts. Now, if I want to send this post to multiple classes, let's say this is a message, just a general announcement, I could also add from here, I could add his Period 2 High School Math. I could also add an individual. So if I wanted to just send a message to an individual teacher to alert them of what was going on, I can do that as well. Also, if I want to send a note and I want it to reach my parents, what I will need to do is I will need to put in Period 1. And you will see many things come up for Period 1 Language Arts. And I'm going to select the one in parentheses that says parents. And that means, because I've selected that this is what the message that parents will see. Parents automatically see quiz posts and assignment posts. But if you're sending a note to your class, you need to specify that you're sending it to parents so that they can receive that message. So this is a message that maybe I just want to send. Welcome to class. Please get started on your work. Now, I'm not going to send it to all these individuals, but this is something I may want to send to my Period 1 Language Arts class. And you know what? I don't need parents to see something that's going on during class. They don't necessarily need to see this morning due now, so I'm not going to select them. But I do want to send it to my Period 1 Language Arts class. Now, what I may want to do is I may want to attach a file to this from my desktop that would maybe have the classroom work on it. So any of these files that you attach, those come from your desktop. I can also attach a link. If there's something I want them to view on an outside website, I can connect a link right there, and I can embed that link in the title of the web page here. I can also add materials from my library. So if I click on library, it will take me to Mr. Roosevelt's library, and I can add anything from my library that I can also add to my post. And I can also schedule this post. So if you're planning for the week ahead, I can choose the post for all 5 days of the week, and I can choose the time that they will be sent to my group. Now this is a post I want to send now, so I'm just going to click send. And as soon as I click send, what you will see is that this group post appears at the top of the communication stream in the group. Welcome to class. Please get started on your work. This is the top because it is the most latest post, and it is at the top of your communication stream. Now it's your turn again. So what I would like you to do is I would like you to return to your Edmodo homepage. I would like you to click on the group that you created for practice. In that group, please click on the post box and post your first note to your group. So for example, English Period 1 is the group I've created, so I'm going to click into English Period 1. And what I would like you to do is create your first post in that group. And again, that is being sent to my English Period 1. I'm going to click send, and I will see that I've created my first post in my Edmodo group. So again, you can see hello and welcome is now the latest post in my group post for my English Period 1. So at this time, please pause your screen, open your group that you've just created, and send a post introducing yourself to the group. For example, it may say, welcome to English Period 1. My name is Mr. Roosevelt. I'm excited to work with you this year. Please pause the recording at this time to take a second to create your first post within Edmodo. When you are done sending your post, please click play and resume the webinar presentation. Let's move on to our final activity. We want you to get the most out of your experience with Edmodo, so the support team is here to assist you. We can help you find answers to your questions by using our Help Center or asking us for live support in our support community. Someone is available 24 hours a day to answer your questions. Please return to your homepage and click on the support community. So what I would like you to do is you are going to return to the homepage. And from the homepage below groups, you will see your communities. And the first community you will be a member of is the support community. So let's click on that support community. And immediately you will see you are taken to the support subject community. And this is our support wall. We have someone working on the support wall 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This is where you can come and you can type your questions and someone will be there to answer your questions for you. So you can see right now that we have Owen and he is answering questions for you. And you can see this is where you go to ask specific questions about how to use Edmodo. This isn't a place you go to introduce yourself to the Edmodo community. Rather, this is a place where you can go and you can get live assistance and live help with your Edmodo account. So please feel free to ask questions here at this time. On the left side of the support community, you can see you can connect to our Help Center. So I'm going to click here and we'll connect with our Help Center. This is our Help Center that can be used by teachers, students, parents, and administrators. We also have support for mobile, any sort of FAQ about our site, common questions you may have that you're experiencing problems, as well as connect with more webinars. So on our support community, you can see that we also have our top topics, and you can see any updates we have and any top links that we're having in the Help Center. If you're a teacher, you can see here that you can search by various topics to find your answer. And I would say probably the easiest thing you can do is you can post your question right here. So we've learned how to create a group and create a post, but maybe you're interested in how to create an assignment. What you can see is oh, post a new assignment. You can click on that and you are taken immediately to a step-by-step guide of how you can post an assignment, as well as screenshots showing you how you can get started creating assignments on Edmodo. Something else you may want to check out if you're new to Edmodo is you may want to search for our quick guides. These quick guides are a way that you can get started with Edmodo and you can learn more information that specifically pertains to the grade level in which you teach. So for example, if you're an early elementary teacher, you would click on this quick guide. We have early elementary, late elementary, middle school, high school, and an administrator quick guide. So if we click on early elementary, what you can see is that you will be able to download a PDF file that you can print out for your own records, but also you can save it on your computer because it has active links that will connect you with our Help Center. So this quick guide for early elementary, what you can see is that it has different resources for getting started. So it can show you how to sign up as a teacher and create your profile. I can show you what you can give to parents, as well as what kind of permission slip you can give to parents. And then it'll explain to you how to create a group. It'll also walk you through your first days using Edmodo as a teacher. You can see different ways to run your classroom, how you can engage parents, and you can just see different ways you can connect to our teacher network and then get started with apps. So again, these quick guides can be printed out, or this is something that you can keep on your desktop and you can use because all of these are active links that will then connect you back to the Help Center. The last thing you can do from our Help Center is I would recommend you search for new user group. And our new user groups are run by our support ambassadors. And these are our Edmodo super users that have been on for years and want to help you get started with Edmodo. So these again are broken down by grade levels or subject area content. So we have Edmodo in high school, Edmodo with English language learners, Edmodo for technology coordinators and teacher development, Edmodo in elementary, Edmodo in special education, and Edmodo in middle school. If you're interested in joining any of these groups, so if you want to join Mr. Lewis in Edmodo in middle school, what you will do is you will copy this join URL And then on your browser, you will open a new tab and you can enter that information. This is the join URL. So what it will say, it says, you are requesting to join Edmodo in middle school. The owner of this group must approve your request. Once approved, you will become a member of this group. What that means is once Mr. Lewis sees that you are requesting to be in his group, he will verify that you are a teacher and then he will allow you to join his group. In that group, you can learn all about different middle school techniques and how to use Edmodo with your middle school classroom. So again, these are great resources for you, and they're run by super users on Edmodo. Our support ambassadors are great resources for you on Edmodo to help you get started. I want to thank everyone for attending and participating in today's webinar. If you have any additional questions, please search in the Help Center or post in the support community. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to contact support@edmodo.com. We are always here to answer your questions. Thank you for watching, and I hope everyone has a great rest of their day.